Hi, we're with Anna Rose Nose, and I'm Miranda,
And I'm Maureen.
and we're both dietetic interns with Lipscomb. We received a question for Anna Rose Nose, and it said, "What are the best frozen meals to eat if I'm a lazy bum and I don't want to spend 30 minutes preparing a meal?"
Oh, that's a great question. So I cannot specifically tell you which meals to select because everyone has their own food preference and maybe have their own quirks and what they want to have during different meal times. So what I can tell you is what you can keep in mind when selecting frozen meals. So, okay. So what you want to, when you're shopping, you want to look at the back of the package which has the nutrition label. And at the nutrition label, what we want to look at is the saturated fat, trans fat, and sodium. So for our criteria, when you're selecting frozen meals, for saturated fat, you do not want to go over 2 grams. For trans fat, you do not want to go over 0 grams. For sodium, you do not want to go over than 600 milligrams. Now, I'll explain to you why we have these criteria. So, for sodium, we don't want you to go over 600 milligrams is because we don't want to raise your blood pressure. Sodium affects your blood pressure and can cause other complications to your body. The American Heart Association recommends that adults should not eat more than 2,300 milligrams of salt each day. So if an average adult, for example, eats 3 meals a day, and let's include a snack as well, if you calculate it, about 600 milligrams of salt for each meal and for snack time, you're already reaching the recommendations of 2,300 milligrams. For saturated fat and trans fat, they both affect your, my mind went blank,
Cholesterol.
They both affect your cholesterol levels and can cause a buildup and clog your arteries and cause various heart conditions. So this is why we want to decrease the amount we eat as much as possible.
So now we're going to show you a couple brand names that we would like to recommend to you. So the typical lean cuisine, everybody knows that one. It's kind of the typical one that people look for a healthier meal, and this is a great recommendation. And then we've got Kashi. So this is kind of a newer brand. It's out there. It's in the frozen food aisle. They also make some other brands of cereal and whatnot. Then another great one is Smart Ones, and you'll find it in the same section. And then we've got Healthy Choice. And there are many other ones also, but these are the ones that have come up with some great options. But make sure you look at the nutrition label because not all of the meals from those companies fit within the criteria of having more of a healthy choice. So just make sure that you're reading the labels.
So, adults sometimes may not be satisfied with one frozen meal. Sometimes we still feel hungry. What should you do? Which are your options? Well, we do not recommend you get that second frozen meal and add that to your plate. One frozen meal is enough, but if you're still hungry, what you can do is get a bag of frozen vegetables. So there are many options for frozen microwave vegetables out there. It just takes a few minutes to put them in the microwave and heat them up. Here are some brands that we recommend that you could choose from.
We've got
Bird's Eye Steam Fresh.
Okay. And then we've got
Pick Sweets Steamables. and the great values.
Right.
And if you're still a little hungry, you can always get some fresh fruits from your fruit bowl and just cut them up and add them to your dish as well. So, easy peasy dinner, under 30 minutes. Just keep in mind the criteria of less than 600 milligrams of sodium, less than 2 grams of saturated fat, and 0 grams of trans fat.
Thank you, and we're in a Rose Nose.
Bye!